Alright, Anthony here with continuation of the Dysterra series on the Chemochamber assault. I have respawned, recovered, have my loot sorted, my sleeping bag in place. We're going to take another crack at this. Each of these facilities has slightly different mechanics, have conditions that are at play, and then different mob types and so on. They are somewhat like mini dungeons in that they have bosses and they have mechanics in individual rooms that you need to overcome. That doesn't sound good. Lucky for me, they're Blair Witching it in the corner for some reason. So this is probably one of the greatest weak points of the game right now is the AI. As you can see for yourself. I'm not going to complain at this point. See if this works. Maybe if I've gone through the door. So yeah, I'm not going to complain about the, problems with the AI because otherwise some of this would be pretty difficult with this low-tier weapon I have. I don't know what they're doing. It's possible they're focused on the initial point of contact with the player and not the player's actual position, because I believe that might be where I, trained them from when I initially engaged those mobs. The odd thing about these AI issues is they're not consistent. Sometimes the mobs are quite good, I have them sneak up on me, you see them dodging, all kinds of different things. There's a base assault that's coming up in a future video where you have mobs with a sniper rifle, a DMR, I guess, and they're really pretty good, so I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, so we're coming up on the first of the rooms that has some mechanics. The game will give you some indication of what you have to do. It's not that you have to figure it out so much as you just have to follow it. Voiceover's missing on that one.
Anyway, you gotta destroy all the energy pylons to pass through the gate on the second floor. I'm not sure I got enough. You better hurry.
You know, the art style in all the different facilities varies, but I just love how it looks in all cases. The texturing in the game really enjoy. And the level design. Some of these bases are really huge, so much so that you can get lost in them, and they're just so varied and intricate in terms of their interior design that it's enjoyable just to run around them. Okay, so if it's not immediately apparent, what's happening is while there's a mob connected to the pylon with an energy arc, the pylon is covered in a shield, so you have to destroy the mob first, and then you can shoot the pylon. And what the game's actually doing here is introducing you to this mechanic, because it will feature later on in this facility. As I mentioned previously, the hit registration feels really good. It's obvious when you're hitting, it's obvious when you're getting a headshot, doing more damage. The damage number display I find is really good. Really excellent job there. So management of your consumables and, you know, mitigating the various conditions is super important in these facilities. The radiation at play here in this one, you don't want to use your consumables too often. Kind of want to wait until the best possible moment. The shot, the anti-radiation shot, will take away 100 points of the condition, so the closer to 100 you use it, the better. But if you wait too long and suddenly get engaged in mobs, you'll find yourself taking damage from the radiation as well as the fire from the enemy. So ideally, it's not that expensive to craft these, so eventually you'll just have so many that you can afford to use it before every firefight, but I haven't quite been doing that yet. Okay, so here we have a security chest. Just checking for mobs. You don't want to be jumped while hacking this thing. Now, hacking the security chests, if you fail, will put your robot arm on a cooldown, and of course that means you can't do things like dash or heal or whatever your protocols are, and that's really important in fighting. And if you don't have the consumable which takes the condition away, which I don't at this time, then I either have to sit here and wait or risk engaging in a fight with reduced mobility or protection. Probably shouldn't have bothered hacking this. It's not likely to have anything that fantastic in it. And when you're doing these facilities, you are on a timer, specifically in terms of the mob respawn. It's not so much that you have a limited amount of time to get to the objective inside, but the longer you take, the harder it will be to get out. And getting out with fewer consumables and less ammunition and a full inventory of loot, you know, it's not ideal. John Wick, I am not. So, I sustained a fracture there. You can see the condition indicators above my health bar in the lower left. The one on the far right is my robot arm, the one in the middle is radiation. And the one on the left is the fracture. The fracture condition counts down, and as it counts down, the penalty to your movement speed goes down. But it can stack, so if mobs are hitting you and fracturing you, it can get pretty high, and the slowing effect is noticeable if it gets too high. There are consumables that can reduce that. In fact, I'm going to use one of those shortly. There we go. You'll see it'll drop down by 10 points. Or 20, I believe. The consumables have tiers as well, so you can increase the amount that they reduce the condition counter by using higher tier consumables. Okay, arm is off cooldown. If I were smart, I would stay away from this chest and just go and finish this facility. If I were smart. Am I going to be smart? No. Okay, success. Some good materials. That's useful. So, worthwhile, I suppose. Man, at the rate this guy consumes beans, the haze in the air is probably not from radiation. Okay. Now, before going in this room, I really should use an anti-radiation shot. Oh, right. Field repair of weapons. If you're not careful, the weapon can break in combat, so make sure you bring the resource, the micro parts you need to do that. Okay, that sounds like a lot of mobs. Now my thinking is if I stand in the doorway, the door won't close. That works. kind of. Oh, okay, so this is another issue you'll see on occasion. Mobs clipping through doors or walls. You actually can hit them, so it's a bit of a cheese move to do that. In some instances, mobs can shoot through the doors or walls. That's somewhat of a problem. I've only experienced it once so far, through, I don't know, 70 hours of play, but it does happen on occasion. Oh yeah, you can lean as well, as you can see there. Its effect isn't... now I got a problem. Wow. I was actually gliding over him and he kicked me in the air and broke my legs, apparently. It's very important to loot all the mobs you kill. You do get some useful items in some cases that you'll need, you know, consumables, material, etc. You want to do that, and use your skill points as well if you can. Alright, we're getting closer. A little fracture prevention.
It's right smack in front of the chamber core. The core is taking terrasites mined by the terrasite rig and feeds energy to run this whole place. From what we've seen, the creatures are drawn to the chamber core's power, and we gotta destroy it. Hurry up!
Seriously? That's all you figured out? My sassy Nessie doesn't seem to have much of an eye for things. Filling in for her, I'll give you a little hint. While that big, chunky monster is sucking up power from the core, shield pops right up. So don't go wasting your precious bullets shooting at the damn shield.
I think they bought their earrings from the same shop. Not sure. Probably Etsy. Okay, so here's the final room. First stab at it. There are a bunch of different mechanics involved here. Some we've seen with the shield they mentioned being powered by the mob. So right now, if I were to fire at it, it would take no damage. Even without the flavor voiceover, it's fairly straightforward what's going on here. That shield does look impenetrable. Oh, why did I do this? This was a bad idea. Because I don't know at this point whether mobs are suddenly gonna spawn and pop out or not, or if I trigger them. So taking away my ability to dash was really not smart. So as mentioned, the design of some of these things is really quite nice. This looks great. The atmosphere is really...
Orbital supply signal detected near you. It should
It's really
have some
high quality.
useful things for you.
Okay, so it seems pretty clear that these 4 platforms in the corner are going to be where mobs spawn. So I don't want to be standing there. Let's start this. Oh, ranged attacks, fun. Okay. Ouch. And of course my arm's on cooldown. You see me frantically trying to use it. Oh yeah, don't look behind you. Okay, well, this is not going well. Putting myself in a corner. Ooh. Okay, we'll get it next time. Next episode we'll actually do it. But thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying. I suggest everyone give this game a try. It's actually pretty good. And see you in the next one.